guys, Frank here, your virtual general aviation aviator, and today I am in the Phoenix 300 by Aerostar. Not Aerostar, Aerobask. Anyway, we are in Billings, Montana, and we're going to take a quick flight down to Boise, Idaho. Boy, that didn't sound right. Boise, Idaho. Anyway, so life as a corporate pilot, right? So or actually, I guess you could say I'm a airplane Uber driver, a fancy taxi driver. Anyway, my job is to get my employer down to Boise, and it is just after 6 o'clock in the morning local time, and yeah, so let's get this flight started. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna hop in and get rid of these static elements, and he has made his way in the back. Let's see. Show you the back if I could, but I didn't set up a key for that. So anyway, so I'm not one of those guys who do a lot of showing what's in the back and stuff. But yeah, since I mentioned it, I can't help but I have to show it to you now. So let's see if we can figure out how to get back there. Let's see. Let's try this key here. And yeah. So yeah, the Phenom 300, and looks like I can move 2, 4, 6 people in it fairly comfortable. Maybe with this divan here, 7 or 8. But yeah, for the purposes of this flight, I've got 3 passengers, so I've got my weight and balance set up for 3 passengers. Let's see if we can't get back in our chair here and bring up weight and balance. So in the Phenom, you can click on this this placard here with the tail number. Incidentally, my tail number is November 7566 Mike, and I'm taking part of that from here. Okay, so with this, I've got the weight. In fact, it's a good time to go ahead and close these doors while I'm thinking about it. I am fueled for the flight. I needed 2,600 pounds of fuel, and I've got 2,900, so I'm good. Let's see. So I don't see where they show passengers in this aircraft, but I did set it up here, and it seems to be holding 2 passengers in row 1 for 405 pounds, and 1 passenger in row 2, 200 pounds, and 200 pounds of baggage, and the pilot. Let's see, that would be me. Shoot, that did change. Single pilot here. Okay, so 170, yeah, that works. All right, and let's go ahead and apply that. All right, so let's get this flight started, guys. Without all this ado, there is a checklist in the documentation. However, I am going to fly this aircraft without the checklist. Now, when it first came out, maybe a couple years ago for X-Plane 11, you had to compute the V-speeds manually, by looking them up in a table and adjusting these sliders. But now, in this version, you can actually have the computer compute the V speeds and just send it to the PDF. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. Compute takeoff V speeds, and so I'm gonna rotate at 98, and I should lift off at 109. And if I lose the engine, I need to at least 128 knots to come back in with my current weight. It's a short flight, so I'm relatively light. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and send those to the PDF, and I'm actually gonna take off with flap setting 2. Yeah, okay, so yeah. All right, and outside air temperature is 15 degrees Celsius. All right, so we'll check that against the ATIS when we get it. All right, so let's make this happen. First thing I'm gonna do is restore the oxygen cutout by pushing that down, and I'm gonna fire up battery 1 and 2. We're gonna do a battery start. And I'm just going to kind of go around this way to get this guy started. Let's get rid of this right here. So I'm just kind of going around, and yeah, you'll see as I go. All right, generators 1 and 2, and bleeds. And go to auto. Okay, and I come back and do my tests. All right, so my TAL system test, terrain awareness test was okay. All right, and let's see. So let's get the hydraulic pumps open, and let's get the fuel pumps. Let's move them from auto to on for the start. Actually, yeah, we're gonna leave them on until we get in flight. Then we'll turn them to auto. I'm not sure that's right, but that's the way I do it. All right, and heating, I can come back to that. And pressurization, I'm not there yet, but you know, I'm kind of going around this way. All right, so my parking brake is set. My speed brakes are closed. My throttles are back to idle, and let's put our ignition on auto. And let's send these to run. We can fire bottles are off in case we have an engine fire, but if I needed to discharge them, then I could flip of that button. All right, so let's go ahead and get this guy started because we are on the battery. Let's move that over. My oil pressure is in the red. That makes sense because I'm not pumping in the oil. And oil temperature is set to the outside temperature, 15 degrees, and yeah, that's at 2900 on the fuel or temp. Okay, so I got oil temp showing in 2 different places. Cabin pressure. Let's see. Let's see what our yeah, we're gonna go up to 41,000 today. Yeah, and we are flying westerly, so we'll probably have a headwind. East, let's see, east is odd and west is even odder. That's kind of what a memory aid there. Let's see, so west is, so we're flying west, so that's even odd, that's even. Yeah, so yeah, that means that we're going to use an even um, altitude. Now I wonder why I'm right now. I'm kind of looking at. That's wrong. Let's see. I'm kind of looking at the plan, and the plan is showing me at 043 for my altitude. Let's make sure Billings to Boise, and yeah, that's so. I wonder why that wanted to give me an odd altitude. Anyway, we'll fix that. All right, so I actually am going to close this guy down, and that leads me here. I'm gonna go ahead and edit this. I am in SimBrief, by the way. I don't need ETOPS scanning. All right, so let's set our altitude to 41. Actually, yeah, 41 is fine. I'm asking myself for let's see, for 366 nautical miles, do we need 41,000 feet? Let's reduce that to 30 east. I need an even number. Let's reduce that to 38,000 feet. Better yet, 36,000. We don't need all that altitude. Now, the mountains here, and this does not show my terrain, I don't think. Let's see. Yeah, I can show winds at 36,000. I've got yeah, either, no matter which way I go, I'm gonna get a good headwind. Maybe I should bump it on up to, I'm gonna go ahead and add that 2,000 to sip a little less gas, fuel, as I fight these headwinds. All right, so let's do that, and we don't have any weather en route. I have to zoom out to get weather in this guy, and yeah, so, and of course I could always bring stuff up in the chart system. SimBrief and Navigraph now has some awesome charts. Anyway, yeah, so my route is going to be Court to Court 4, and looks like I'm not going to have a SID, a standard instrument departure. So yeah, but I am going to have a star pick up this Court 4 and fly it in right here. All right, and turn. Okay, yeah. So anyway, I'm just kind of showing you guys how I plan my flights with SimBrief. All right, ATC call, everything looks okay. Departing, I can get weather here. Winds will come on a departure, and they are 150 at 6 on the arrival. Of course, that may change, but if it doesn't, then we'll use, if it stays close, we'll use runway 10 right as our arrival destination runway. Okay, so yeah, let's do this. Let's move this back out of our way, and go ahead and generate that. Now you may see this pop up, a dialog pop up, because I've got this set up to automatically download my flight plans in both Explain 12 and 11. That's with the SimBrief downloader. Okay, so yeah, so now I can just import them, the flight plans, which is this one is so simple. It's really not the import, right? Okay, so yeah, all right. said we was doing a battery start, and I'm spending all that time not getting started. Let's see what our batteries are at now. Status, electric, battery. We got 24.2, and they are getting low. They're draining. They're in the yellow, but still enough to get started here. So yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and start this guy. Real simple. We don't have a marshaller out here. I guess we do. So yeah, we will go ahead and give him the hand signal to get started. And start number 2. All right, so he gave me the thumbs up, and just gonna take this guy and turn it. All right, and this is 100% FADEC on the start, so the only thing I have to do is monitor. The airplane will take care of introducing fuel and the whole 9. All right, looks like I got a good start. Oil pressure's up, and I'm looking good. All right, let's go ahead and start number 1. Yeah, I did get my thumbs up. I guess you guys didn't see that. All right, so all right, ignition is still off. You know what? Did I turn the ignition on? Yep, I did. So let's turn this back. Okay, so we had to turn that. Well, I apparently did not turn that one on, but it's on now, and I got a good start. All right, so I'm gonna turn these on for takeoff, and after I get in the cruise, then I'll turn them off. All right, so let's make sure that that we got our ECS on so that we don't black out, and blackout is simulated in this aircraft. And we'll turn the captain fan on, and the temperatures are okay. All right, so let's go back here and let's run our tests. Okay, this is our light test, and I should have 7. I've got electrical 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I had 2 lights. It's a light here, a light here, 2 here, 2 here, and 1 there. So in case you missed that, I'm sorry, not here, but here, cut out. All right, in case you missed that, then yeah. All right, and I got bad smoke. Okay, and then the other one would indicate engine fire. So you can see in the PFD it says engine 1, engine 2, and on the MFD. Okay, so yeah. All right, so that's working. All right, and since I'm running, I can do stall. Actually, I think I might need to. Yeah, so that's working okay. All right, and for the ice test, I need to have. Let's see, there are some conditions that the aircraft need to meet. All right, ADS pros are set to auto, and windshield heat is not on yet. We'll set them on when we take the runway. All right, let's shoot. You know what? I did not manage my lights, so I missed that. I should have. Well, this aircraft automatically turns on a beacon light, so that's good. But I should have remembered to turn on my nav light to start it up. But yeah, I can turn my taxi light on now. And we'll turn the strobe lights on when we take the runway. All right, the emergency locator can go to arm, and we are good to go. All right. All right, so we are good to go. At this point, we can call for taxi. So the headset, incidentally, on this aircraft is about the only thing that's not modeled. Let's see if the fuses are modeled. I can't recall if they are. This is an Aerobask aircraft, and I don't think they tend to model fuses. No, they're not modeled. All right, so let's get our ADAS, and I got this app here that where I can look up the ADAS here on the screen, and 120, 126.6 is what I want. That's already in the box, so I just need to turn COM2 on to listen. And I'm not hearing my ADAS. So what I did was I turned COM1 to 126.3 also, and I'm definitely not getting ADAS. I did check the sound, so I don't know if it's something going on, if the ADAS for Billings is not modeled, or if it's something going on with my system. But I am running Active Sky, and I can have Active Sky give me an ADAS report. It won't be complete, but it is an ADAS report. All right, so I'm gonna put that in the box and turn on COM2.
Kilo Bravo India Lima Airport information. Echo 1253 Zulu. Weather wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky condition few clouds at 10. Southern temperature 16. Dew point 14. Altimeter 3022. Advice on initial contact. You have information. Echo.
I missed the altimeter. 3022, I think he said.
Kilo Bravo India Lima Airport information. Echo 1253 Zulu. Weather wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky condition few clouds at 10. Southern temperature 16. Dew point 14. Altimeter 3022. Advice on initial contact. You have information. Echo.
All right, information echo. Turn that off.
Kilo Bravo India.
And 3022 is what he gave me. Yeah, so when I say that it's not complete for an ADAS, what I didn't give are my runway assignments. But yeah, winds come, and we are going to do 28. All right, let's get this one set to 022. Cross check. And runway field elevation for Billings is 3662, and I'm within 75, so yeah, I'm happy. All right, it's good to be happy, isn't it? All right. All right, guys, let's make this happen. All right, so one more thing I need to do is pull in that flight plan. I can't tell you how many times I have started the flight only to realize after I get airborne and ready to enable the autopilot, I realize, oh man, I forgot to put the flight plan in. All right, so we can just spin this guy here, and we go on number 1, Bill to Boise, KBIL to Boise. All right, so that's number 1. So let's highlight that, enter it, and let's check, and looking good. All right, so it's only what was it? It was 300 nautical miles, and we're gonna be traveling probably at about 300 nautical, at 300 knots. So it's gonna take about an hour. So let's go ahead and put in our arrival, since we know what that is. Now, it is subject to change. We are going to use the court for arrival. All right, and let's see if what they gave us for a transition. Now, transition, I think, would have been court. Now I need a chart. Okay, so this is one of those situations where SimBrief is giving me a transition of court, and when I look on the chart, let's see, pull that up here and pop it over for you guys. Just a minute here, bear with me. Okay, yeah, let's see. Yeah, so chart. Sorry about that for the delay. All right, so so this is Deserto here, and I am seeing that on the GPS, which is looks like it's going to be 8.5 miles before court. So yeah, that's the transition that we are going to use, and I just want to show you how I got that, because on the plan I didn't see a transition at all. So yeah, so we're going to select Deserto, and right now we are expecting, let me go back, look at my plan, and I know you guys can't see it, so just take my word for it that we want 10 right. Okay, so yeah, that's what we want. All right, and I guess I'll go ahead and load it, since that's the only choice I got. And yeah, so yeah, our flight plan is built. All right, so yeah, we're doing the court 4. Now we do have a vector here, and I know at Despo, the one that I just looked at, I need to be at above 14. And Bose, yeah, so I'm gonna be okay with these. Now, one thing about these is white is suggestions, and if I want to make them true, then I need to go to them and click on them, make them magenta. Magenta is true, blue is true, and that's what button, flight plan, let's see, I get back there, enter, is it enter? Yeah, enter, and come on down and make sure that I'm at 8,000 here, and because I do want to use my VNAV on this. All right, and let's see, scroll on down, see if we got anything. The Boise Airport elevation, I think, is 2,800 feet, actually closer to 2,900 feet. So I'm going to go see if it'll let me do this. I'm not sure it will. Feet is what I want here. All right, good deal. And enter that. All right, and let's see, and we'll do a 2.5 descent rate. like past angle. Actually, let's make it 3. Let's give me some more time. And I do like time. All right. Okay, so enter. Let's see now. Terrain is something that I do need to consider. And if I come in that way, I'm just looking at a sky vector chart right now, and I think I can do the 3.0 on that without having to worry about terrain. Yeah. All right. So good. I'm happy. All right. And we've got that set up. All right. So let's go ahead and set the MCP up. The mode control panel, or this guy. Let's see. We want to go straight to our cruise altitude. And I know I had talked about that, and I can't recall if I changed it or not. So that means I gotta look. Alright. Where is it? Give you a briefing show. And 38 is what I decided to go up to. All right. It's good to have some short-term memory. That's one thing that I don't tend to do. I don't tend to memorize things very well. And in flying, that's almost critical. But as a result of not remembering things, that means I have to learn things if I want to know how to do it, because I don't, I'm not going to remember steps. So the learning comes from knowing where to go to get this information, right? All right, and that's 38. Okay, and for going up on my speed dial, which is going to get reset, then we'll set that at 160, which is our V2, I think. So we'll set it at 160, and of course we'll change it en route. All right, and the minimals, we set our minimals for Boise and route. All right, no wind data. We're on the ground and winds are calm. All right, I think we are ready to go. We got our taxi lights on, and yeah, so taxi lights just been sitting there heating up, and I need a chart. Let's see if we can't use this guy to find our way about. Let's zoom in on it. All right, so I know one thing I don't like about this chart is it's really hard to see, but we were using 2.8, I think it was 2.8 right. Let's see, yeah, 2.8 right. So this is left and this is right, okay, and 2.8 is going to point us to the west, so we are going down here. So what we can do is we can take this guy over here, and let's see, I guess we can either go over here and pick up 2A, or we can come over here and come down. Um, and let's say I'm not familiar with this airport, so I guess it's safer to come over here, do the longer taxi, and come down. All right, so that's a right, a left at the T intersection, and then when we get to all this, um, to this big runway crossing, we're gonna hook the immediate right. All right, so let's make this happen. And I'm done with this at the moment. Oh, no, I ain't. Would be smart to put in our frequencies, right? And one thing about this tool that I like, I can just click on it and change my frequency for me. And since I'm running behind on tuning my radios, I'm gonna do it that way. So Billings ground clearance, yeah, so 121.9. All right, that should be in my box now. 121.9, and so it goes something like Billings ground Phenom 7566 Mike is at the executive ramp, ready to taxi, IF Aura, Boise. Okay, so I see my chatter is working, so that's good. All right. So let's see if we can get where we want to go. Now, I do have 4 flight, so I can use it for a taxi as a taxi diagram. So if you see me turning my head that way, I'm looking at 4 flight. All right. And steer with your feet. All right. So.
When you get down to Echo, you're going to follow a gentle 321 from the right, or get rid of 321 from the right, then you can continue left Echo.
See, tower is 127.2. Got that in the box queued up. Yeah, so I'm good. So yeah. And we're gonna go all the way to the end. And one thing I don't like about this is the colors. You know, this white on light gray is almost impossible to see. All right, double yellow lines, but that's coming the other way. So now I'm in the movement area. All right, this is where I'm gonna hook that immediate right, and that should put me on alpha. I'm on golf now.
Approaching runway 0725.
Okay, so this is kind of inconsistent with what I'm expecting. So let me just hop out, take a peek. All right, so this is the right that I want to see. So yeah, so I probably should have went the other way in reality, but they gave me permission to enter the runway to make this sharp right and to go back here. Now I'm on alpha. Alpha, yep, good deal. All right. So I've got my butt kicker plugged in and in use. And I'm going to take Alpha all the way up to 28 to the top of the runway. I got my butt kicker in use, so I'm feeling every bump in the tarmac, in the taxiway. It's pretty cool. And my chair rattles a little bit. I don't know if you can hear that. But that kind of adds a little bit to the immersion. Probably to have the rattling chair in this particular aircraft is more of a distraction, but you know, I do fly some aircraft where the rattling is right on the money. So yeah. All right. There's a lot of taxiing here, isn't it? So we just don't want to make any turns. Should still be on Alpha. And yep, there's my son, Alpha. And yep, here we go, here we go, here we go. All right. There's Bravo. Yep, Bravo. So, a guy named Michael Mercer, or something like that, just did a video that I looked at this morning, and where he spends about 40 minutes comparing X-Plane 11 to X-Plane 12. And I think the guy did a wonderful job. And I know from experience how much editing it takes. So if by chance he see this video, then kudos. All right, so I am ready to take the runway. All right, so let's change frequencies. Billings, stand by. Gotta remember who I'm talking to. Tower. All right. Hit this so I can have some quiet time. Billings Tower, Phenom 7566 Mike is at runway 28 right, ready to depart IFR Boise. Clear for takeoff, runway 28 right, 7566 Mike. Okay. So I've got my clearance, strobe lights can come on. Flaps can go to 2. And lights. And make sure I turn my this guy on. Out, come on now. Hit altitude. There we go. And then put my code in. All right. And now there's something I'm forgetting. At least I feel like there's something I'm forgetting. And usually when I feel like it, there is. All right. I got lights, camera, action. Flaps. Yep. Okay. I've got the main stuff. So yep. All right. Clear right and clear left. All right, let's make this happen. Let's see. One thing right quick. Should have my V speeds. Yep, my V speeds are there. So I know when to rotate. Think we're gonna rotate at 98. Takeoff power is set. Rotate. Whoa, what happened there? Gear up. Flaps 1. Think my head and bug. I think I should have paid a little bit more attention to set my trim or something. All right, flaps 0. Flaps all the way out. All right. Yaw damper can come on. Set nav. And autopilot. Okay, autopilot is set. Nav, still got roll. GPS. All right, so now I always have some difficulty with this. All right, so we pull back the climb power. And I'm looking for climb power. I'm looking to see this GA go around, change the climb power. So I'm pulling back. There we go. All right. And let's go to flight and set the speed bug up to 210. All right, how are we looking? Let's pull it back, see what, make sure that we're heading in the right direction. It's so easy to be heading in the wrong direction. And so I need to make this left turn, and so let's go ahead and change this to 2 roughly. Go ahead and go to head mode, because I want to pick up this magenta line. And I want to turn on my VNav. All right, got a lot of information here, so I should be headed to court. Okay. Direct course is 29235, desired track rather. Um, okay. Let's bring this head and bug on over a little bit more. All right. So we can go to standard here. Oh, we got up there fast. Getting up there fast. All right, standard here. This is why you have to fly this thing over and over to make this part muscle memory, because it's definitely not muscle memory for me. All right, and now we can go, well, we should have went to approach, so change the radio, approach and departure, and at this height we can go direct center. There with centers on the center. So center is this frequency here, and we should be talking the center. And Salt Lake City, Phenom 7566 Mike is 24438. All right, so make sure that leg is activated. So and all right, so I'm still on the head, and I am not sure this is gonna pick up by itself. Let's see, I want to close this up. So go ahead and hit my nav button again. All that does is take out the GPS. So I'm thinking it's gonna change. Yep, it changed by itself. Yep, good deal. So once it get to that track, then it will pick it up. Yeah, so cool. So yeah, sometimes I don't fly IFR enough to, well, fly so many different aircraft, and now see, now that's not correct, because it just, look at it, it's just flying right through my route, and it's actually turning back the wrong way. Let's see, now the CDI is on GPS, so let's pop this guy out, and rather than going to court, look like it's trying to go back to Billings. So that's something, guys, that that every time I do an IFR flight with the Garmin, well, not every time, but mess up. All right, clear. And now let me just do a direct to that guy. So I should do a 360 here to pick up my Magenta line. And one of the things that, if I had the experience, shoot, I don't want to do that. Clear. What I want to do, I want to hit that. One of the things that, if I had the experience, I would have known that that this line, the line that I was trying to pick up, should have been magenta. So live and learn, right? All right. Still climbing. Seven knot headwind, well 69 knot headwind at the moment. And I probably should have flew a lot lower. Because generally, if you look at the airliners, you'll notice, at least I think I've noticed. Oh man, why am I blinking? Wow, what's going on here? Let's see if I can sort this out. Well, I really am not sure why I am blinking. I did pause the sound to see if it was the computer blinking, and it doesn't seem to be. And I've never seen this behavior before. Hadn't done it now in a few seconds, so maybe it hasn't resolved. I was hoping whatever's going on with self-resolve. Okay, as I go up, looks like I've oh shucks. Let's see, let's look down. Let's see, yep. Okay. Didn't turn my lights off. I don't know why I'm blinking. Why? Let's see. All right, 1,000 to go. I don't know why I'm blinking, so I apologize for that, guys. I'm gonna let it run. Let's see, let me make sure I got my fans on. If any of you guys might have any idea why the computer wants to blink like that, then let me know in the comments. All right, but maybe it did self-resolve. Seems to be fine now. All right, so let's go ahead and turn these guys to auto, and let's turn these up to auto. And pressurized, yep, good deal. Wrong. Windshield heat should have came on when I took the runway. Remember I said there's something I'm forgetting. That's what it was, to turn that windshield heat on when I took the runway. And I said usually when I feel like there's something I'm forgetting, there usually is. That's why we use checklists. All right, but I didn't want to sit there until it came to me. Anyway, there is no risk of property damage, injury, or death in a sim, so I can make those decisions to not use the checklist and live to fly another day. All right, so anyway, I'm at altitude. I got a 67 knot headwind, so that's giving me a ground speed of 323 knots. And got the sun washing out my speed tape over here, but it's showing 212. I actually can speed up at this point. Now that I reach cruise, it should speed up automatically. I'm gonna pull my power back to cruise. Right now, my power setting here is still in climb. So and that's cruise. All right. Now, the sun is right where I don't want it to be. Let's see. Now, this is something that I've never tried, but I'm gonna try it today. Sunglasses. Not really a lot of help. Maybe one day they'll come up with an update that would show some polarizing effects. Putting on the sunglasses, because I can't take my hand and block out the sun. Now, one thing I guess I could do is move my head like so, and yeah, so here we go. So 220 is about as much as I'm gonna get out of the Phenom. Looks like at this point, at this altitude. And let's see, I don't know where the top of my descent is at. So if I go to flight plan, and time to top of descent is 31 minutes. Okay, so yeah, got that information. And see, go hit the back, but here, and I could set the timer, but I don't think the timer has an alarm. I'm gonna go ahead and set it to remind me of my top of descent timer. And let's see. Okay, so since I'm in cruise, then I was hoping that would give me an opportunity to try and learn something new. I guess I will go ahead and set my minimums up for the ILS for 28. Let's see, what runway was it? Runway 10 right. All right. So go to charts here, and let me just pull that over so you guys kind of share with you what I'm doing. So charts, and I'm going to select an approach. they are suggesting the RNAV Z, which gives a circle to the land. I think I prefer to do the ILSY. The Y and Z are basically the same, but we're gonna come in right here to Durso rather than court, but we're gonna come in here and follow these guys. And okay, the RNAV Z would take me here and bring me on down. Yeah, let's do the RNAV Z. I do like that. If I did the ILS, then what would happen is I would come in like this, and here at the computer would actually time, leaving a leaf, and calculate when to pick up the ILS, and we cross this VOR here at the foot of the runway, and go all the way, follow the yellow line, so the outer yellow line, and then come back in. So yeah, I do like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that to my route. And let's see if we can't set that up in the sim, in the aircraft. All right. So yeah, all right, so flight plan, procedure, select my approach, enter, and we want the RNAV Zulu for 10 right. So the RNAV Yankee, so we need to scroll down. All right, so I'm looking for the RNAV Zulu for 1. So it's gonna be this RNAV P. I forgot what I studied this stuff back a while ago, and I don't use it very often, and it's like algebra, you know. You use it or lose it, right? But let me just scroll through all of my approaches, and I'm pretty sure that this is the one that's going to give us the approach that we just looked at. The other thing that I want to do, all right, let me go ahead and enter that. And let's see if I can avoid a vector. So I'm looking at the approach that we just looked at, and trying to determine what transition I can use to not have to do anything myself. And let's see, now this always gets me. See, I don't see any of, well, let me just pour this over here. I don't see any of these. Come on, baby. I don't see any of these transitions for the RNAV Z on my chart. So the RP, the RNP and the RNAV, it seems to be apparently different. So that means that's not going to work, right? So let's go back to procedure, go back to approach, and let's RNAV. So I'm okay with left RNAV ROY. So yeah, we're gonna have to do Y because the sim doesn't have the Zulu, the RNAV Zulu available. All right, so we do the RNAV Y, enter that, and then we'll do the Jimmy as our initial fix. All right, and then let's pull it. Let me pull up the chart and find that same one. Okay, so let's go back here, and now we need to change this from the RNAV Z10 right to something different. So I think this is edit. Yep. All right. And RNAV. Let's see. What was it that we wanted? We got the RNAV 10 right Yankee. So RNAV 10 right Yankee is what I'm looking for. RNAV Yankee, runway 10 right. Okay, so that would be this one. And Jimmy is a transition, so we're going to add that one to the route. Okay, so we come all the way out and run the holding pattern, then come back in, or we'll come and yeah, we'll probably put us on the holding pattern. Anyway, so this is our new star. Now, in real life, of course, our ATC would probably vector us in and have us do something, have us do what they want us to do, but again, I'm in the sim, so, and I want to have the aircraft do as much as it will. All right, so got that set up, so I'm happy. All right, so let's just load that. Don't need to activate it right now, but I do need my minimums. So let's bring that back up and see what the minimums are for that. And the minimums for my category, let's see, I think this is going to be category A. Let's see, what am I? Okay, RNAV Yankee, make sure I got the right one. And yep, okay, so yeah, looks like we're not doing that circuit of land. And So yeah, 3. Yes, for this aircraft, looks like we want to do the VNAV, which is 3173 or 3200. So let's try this on barrel and set this up for 3200. My finger workout turning this mouse, but in reality, even if I had a button to turn, I would see, what was it, 3200. I would still get a workout just turning the button, because he's going 10. It's going 10 feet at a time. All right. And we'll load that. All right. Happy. Okay. And it is morning, early. It's about 7:30 a.m. where we are, local. And so we got our minimum set, we got the approach set, and let's just hope the ADAS doesn't change, doesn't make us use a different runway. All right, so we are over the Rockies, and so you can see the terrain is trying to come up to meet us. But unless we are in the Himalayas, we are fine. It's hard to believe that if we were in the Himalayas, then we could possibly at this altitude still run into a mountain. Wow. It's just a testament to how high Mount Everest is. All right. No. Mount Everest is not 38. For some reason, I'm thinking that I'm at 32. No, we wouldn't run into a mountain in the Himalayas at 38, but we'd be mighty close, within a few hundred feet of the tops of some of the mountains. Okay, so yeah. And what is this? This is the timer. Yeah, let's get this out. I'm not going to use the timer because I don't use the G1000 enough to even know. I wanted to set it to a countdown. I didn't want to count up to 30 minutes at the time that I was trying to set it. I was trying to see how I could get it to count down, and I'm not going to use this stream type recording to figure it out. All right, let's just check out instruments. Now, one thing that I could do is I could turn on, let's say I'm at 233, and to hold at 233, I could turn on this CSC, and let's see, the CSC popping this. Yeah, let's see, yeah, CSC. CSC works kind of like an auto throttle to try to get the engines to hold the speed that you engaged it at, if that makes any sense. So if I get, say, if the wind change and it tries to slow down my my indicator airspeed, then CSC would cause the throttles to throttle up or back accordingly to hold this 233. So yeah, that's what that does. Otherwise, the engines would stay at one level, and the 233 might drop to 231, which it just did. But you should see this going up to get it back to 232. 233. So yeah, that's what the CSC does in the Phenom. All right. And yep. Okay, so yeah. All right. So this is a good time to take a moment to tell you guys how much I appreciate you guys who subscribe and leave comments. You know who I'm talking about, Jeff Wells. You know who I'm talking about, Run Real. You know who I'm talking about, Jay Stillo. You guys and all of you guys, whether I just called your name or not, I really appreciate each and every one of you guys, and often enough I feel like I don't say that enough in my videos. One of the things that sometimes I promise that I'm going to do videos. Sometimes I say I'm going to do a video more often than I do. It's getting cloudy. But suffice it to say, if it wasn't for you guys and the comments that you leave me, I would have stopped making videos altogether. So that's how much I appreciate you guys. Now, I get that other content providers tend to make 2 or 3 videos per week, whereas I'm lucky if I can get out 2 per month now. But as time go by and allow, then I promise I will get a video out. Sometimes life just get in the way of things, and that we just have to prioritize. Check out how that sun is rising, and you can almost see it creeping to the left, to the right on my PFD. I just ate some walnuts, so they're trying to pop out my mouth. Any of you guys who've heard me, who've watched my channel before, may have heard me say before that I'm one of those people who, well, you just heard me say creeping to the left, then I had to correct that and say creeping to the right. That's because I don't know my left from my right. When I was taking flying lessons, then on my first and second flight, my instructor said, all right, now turn to the right. And invariably I turned to the left, and he played it off, and he went, the other right. And so he made me feel really comfortable about that. But I guess in the back of his mind, he goes, well, this is the guy who's gonna not get his pilot's license in 40 hours. Anyway, so I don't memorize things. I have to learn things. And so every time I want to go left or right, I have to work out which way is left or right. And a lot of times you can't see me, but I'll take my hand and I'll pretend that I'm writing something because I'm right-handed, and or I do something with my right hand and think about which one I would hold my pencil or pen in, and that's kind of how I work out my left and right. And I have to do that almost every time. Now that I know that right is this way, then I don't have to, I got it memorized. But this evening, tomorrow, or at some point in the future, when it comes to left and right, then I would have to either work it out or, and what I need to do is just stop guessing, because for some reason, when it comes to left and right, I want to go really quickly. I want it to just pop in my mind like it seems to pop in other people's mind, and so I tend to guess, and I got to stop that. Anyway, that's just something that I thought I'd share with you guys while I'm in cruise, because I've got this extra time. So let's see how far I'm at from my top of descent. And let's click on this guy, wrong one. Click on this guy. 5 minutes. So we'll keep that up. And in fact, what we'll do is we'll start this timer now. And start. Oh shoot! Do I even know how to start the timer? Timer. I thought that. Okay, enter. There we go. And let's see. We got 4.5 minutes. So in 3 minutes. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna wait. I am gonna go ahead and check to make sure I got VNAV set up, and I don't see it in the window. So there we go. And I want to go ahead and lower this guy to my field. Just wow, that was too quick. To roughly my minimums, so I'm gonna lower it to 3,000. Okay. I never knew that I can get my VX and VY information here. Interesting. Speaking of which, I'm gonna just jump here right quick and go ahead and compute these and send them to the PDF. They are actually different from these, but that's okay. And got that done. All right. And let's get back in the pilot's position. And let's see, 2 minutes. Now I'm not sure. Let me go ahead and stop this because I'm not going to watch it. Stop. Reset. And get rid of it. Now I'm not sure whether or not the descend it's going to start by itself or whether or not I got to hit flight level change or vertical speed. If it doesn't start by itself, then I'm going to try flight level change first. So I got the V path on.
Destination ATIS is 123.9.
Thank you for flight 123.9. So let's go ahead and set that up in the box. And you can see me setting that up right there. 123.9. All right. And still over a minute to go. Now, I'm not necessarily expecting it to start the descent immediately. Of course, I'm not sure what's going to happen. But yeah, okay. There's my descent information. So it popped on after 1 minute. So within a minute, okay. And I don't know if I should hit flight level change or whether it's gonna start to descend because my deviation is going up. Let me go ahead and hit flight level change. Okay, so I think going forward on some aircraft, I do need to go ahead and hit the flight level change to start that descent. Let's see, seatbelt signs can come on. See, now I'm getting let's see, I think I can turn off the CSC. I think I'm gonna need to manage the power myself. Oh wow, look at those mountains. Headed down to 12.5. Ground speed is 363. Direct 60 knot headwind. And looks like I'm on my vertical track. So I think that I'm happy. Alright, let's see. I hadn't got to court yet. But that's where I'm headed. And wow, look at the terrain that I'm flying down over. Some pretty high mountains there. Just let's see, make sure I got the terrain turned on, and it should be on the airway, but uh, that just, for me, just causes clutter. I don't have any weather, so next ride is not needed. All right. See how much this is creeped over now. When we started this morning, it was just covering the speed tape. I'm on a 3-degree glide, a 3-degree descent. And I'm still in Idaho. So right now I can't share my iPad with you. I had a snafu, and I had to reinstall the software, the OBS software that I use to record these videos, and I have yet to set everything back up. You know, with flight simulation, it seems like there's always going to be something that you're going to have to deal with invariably. All right, so speed is okay. Probably come down a little faster. So add a little bit to my thrust vectors. My thrust vectors. And I've heard people want to complain about the sun. Don't see it though. Let's get out. It's up there somewhere. Let's see. There it is. So if I were back here, then I should be able to look out and see it there. Yeah. So yeah. So it's definitely shining on my display. That's one of the things that the Laminor research people want to make sure that they got right. That the light that bounces around in the sim is basically true to life. Let's see, maybe I can block some of the sun with my iPad. That worked. Block some of it, right? Just now I can see the speed tape at a much quicker glance. And I'm not really having any problem reading any of it now anymore. So yeah. Coming on down. Now, when most people do these videos, they cut out all this part. They, most of you guys, most of the time, you guys like fairly short videos, and I get it, to just sit here and watch a guy in the cockpit fly his aircraft down ain't always a lot of fun. Let's see, let me do this while I'm thinking about it, because that's pretty loud. So that's aircraft exterior. I think bring that down. That helps some. Guess we can bring it down a little bit more so that when we're outside the aircraft, then it doesn't sound too loud. Okay, so go back, take a look at status. Zoom in a little bit. So yeah, this is the other thing. This aircraft does support the Aviation. And which I almost forgot that it does. Okay, so let's go Boise. Boise. Yeah, there we go. ATIS is 123.9. Pop that on in. Let's see if we can get an ATIS from our location. I'm pretty sure we can. Alright, so we do have the iPad here, so let's I've seen people get an ATIS, a digital ATIS in their iPad. I don't know how they did that. Let's see, yeah, the other thing that we do need to know is where we want to land. See, 28, I think we were coming in on 10, 10 right, yeah. And the LPO. For my LPO, and actually let me do it this way because I know it's hard for you guys to see that little tablet. All right. So control towers at the end there. General aviation. All right. It's right up in here. So that's gonna be off kilo. So yeah, if we land on 10 right, we'll probably have to come all the way down to Elko before we vacate, maybe even Delta, which means that we're going to come up Bravo, come up taxiway Bravo, and we can turn on Golf to get Kilo. So come up Bravo, turn on Golf, and that will take us to General Aviation. So that's our plan. So we're gonna shoot for Elko, but it may be Delta, even Charlie. Okay, so let's get our
Kilo Golf, November Golf, airport information.
altimeter.
1421 Zulu, weather, wind 180, visibility 10, sky clear, temperature 26, dew point 7, altimeter 3014, advise on initial contact with information. India.
014. India.
Kilo Golf.
So all I wanted was the let's see. So to get rid of this, I have to go here. No, wrong one. Back. PDF. Turn off standard, and then 3014. All right. And I'm at 12.5. So give myself some throttle to hold my speed. I'm at Quartz. All right. And now I'm descending down to 9,900. And it should be now let's look at, oh man, look at the scenery. Isn't that beautiful? Not as beautiful as Microsoft Flight Simulator, but still beautiful. Okay. Speed. All right, I'm gonna get rid of this. $250 under 10,000. Bring up my landing lights. Open my speed brakes just for a minute. Ooh, boy, that's violent. Turn that off. That was too violent. That's too violent. All right. Turn this guy up a little bit. So I'm still on my vertical path. My vertical path. My airport should be That might be it there, or it just may not quite be in sight yet. I don't think it's quite in sight. Should be descending to 8. See if I got the deviation. 4 feet deviation. Looking good. Now this is interesting because I'm at 8, and then this one says 92, but it's in white, so as long as I stay at 8, I'm good. Runway elevation is 2,800 feet. Minimals are 32, 3178, I believe. So 32. All right. So, but minimums won't be a problem because the weather looks great. The weather's not going to be a factor in runway visibility. So it's this really isn't telling me a whole lot. 9 miles to Ruby. So my terrain map is working. Good deal. And this is the airport. This is me. Let's a little. And I might be able to see it now. There it is. There she is. Land here, and my FBO is right up in there. Okay. So probably want to slow down until about 180 or so. All right, turn our ignitions on. Fuel pumps will go on. If I was gonna do a glumps, then it would be gas, lights, undercarriage, not yet. Extra props. See how my nose is kind of pointed up, so I'm gonna put in some flaps, and what that would do is that would point my nose down a little bit. Too fast for flaps. For some reason I was thinking flaps was 220 on this bird, but let's see if this give me any flap information. Timer, that's what I'm looking for. Back, timer. Nope. Flaps indicated speed, so I need to be below 180. So I'm below 180, so let's go with flaps. There we go. See my nose coming down? That's what I wanted. They also have come down because I'm descending. But yeah, now we're looking for 2,900, which is the field elevation. So the slower I can make this turn, looking at that gentle line, it's going way out, not sure why, but I should. Filling this all of a sudden. GPS. Oh, I'm on a vector. Okay. So let's switch to heading. Just trying to avoid vectors. Alright, so while that's coming around, let's bring up flight plan. Right. Let's get approach. I expect it to happen. Yeah, let me take the aircraft. Add some more flaps for my landing gear. sharp turn towards that runway. Just hand fly down here. I always have to do this because invariably I always get something wrong. See, now I want 10 right. Looks like I am lined up. Whether that was a microburst, something to do with the weather, or something to do with but I think 108 was our VREF. 106. This is all me.
2 mile final runway 10 right.
Flaps for 4. Piano keys. Power out. And we're down. This has no reverse thrust on it, and you know what? By golly, I landed on. Ooh. Actually, yeah, I should have turned to the right at the other, for some, well, yeah, at the next, vacate to the right next taxiway. Okay. Flaps, get those on up. FLT, flaps, lights, transponder, or trim. I'm at Bravo, so I went down past Charlie. All right, lights. Transponder and trim. So trim. Leave it there at 9.3. And transponder is fine. All right. but I can go to BFR. All right. Okay. And taxi Bravo to Charlie. Not Charlie, to Golf. I mean, nothing's coming. I do run traffic global. Don't see any. Let's see, the labels are not coming. I don't see anything in the labels, so I'm not sure if traffic global is running or not. But I am looking for Golf, and where I want to make a left turn. And one thing about this aircraft, it's a joy to hand fly. And for any of you guys who has stuck with me, this is Kilo. Well, Kilo is actually what I want, so that's Golf to the right. But yeah, Kilo is exactly what I want. I was thinking that I would have to take Golf to Kilo, but maybe not. All right, and this building up here should be General Aviation. Wow, I'm not seeing any other aircraft. Let me just check and see if traffic global is running. Yep, it is running. Interesting. All right, so let's pretend that a marshal is having us come on around, and see, I didn't do a good job of managing the radios, so I should be here on the ground frequency at this point. All right, and we are parked. I can just come over just a tad. All right. In real life, that would be a lot easier to do. All right, so first thing, brakes. There we go. Lights. All right. Doesn't take much to shut her down. And we are back on the battery. All right, and that does it, ladies and gentlemen. And can at least open the doors. All right, cool beans. and static. Awesome. And we are done. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this flight. um, I've got to work on shooting those RNAVs. I'm not sure what happened, why the airplane was wanting to turn it to the away from the runway as opposed to on to the runway. And since I had a vector, then I didn't feel like it was going to stop flying anyway. You can always go back and look at my decision making. But anyway, before I do, let me take these static elements off, close the two doors, and do a what do you call it? Let's see, a re a replay, since we can do that. And all right, gear is down, coming on in, speed things up a little. And for a second there, I wondered if I landed on the wrong runway. Let's see, I need to. All right, and easy as she do it. All right, nice. Change the view. No, I'm not. It didn't change. I got a little float there, and we're down. And one more time.
Short final runway 10 right.
Now this is where I'm gonna get all this float. Nice. I'll take it. May not be the best landing in the world, but I will take it. All right, guys. So hope you enjoyed this flight in the Phenom 300 by Aerobask, and that's what I was. Yeah. So yep. So that does it. And until next time.
Y'all come back now. Cheers.